Ooga fucking Ooga, welcome to the cunt stream. We've got Kadunt, Samaj, somewhere hosting his schmeckle. You can't see him because he's not wearing his hat. And we have a Wrath of Controversy and...
A Wrath of Controversy? How many of me are there?
Well, it's still be singular. And we have Ren.
Hey!
And remember to turn off that pesky ad block.
Tonight, obviously, you can read the title, I hope. If you can't read it,
it's already too late.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we probably don't want you watching. Get out of here.
Well, they're not going to be able to help anyways.
Wait a minute. If whoa, rewind and freeze. Please stay if you can't read. You're half our audience. I just said hour. Oh my god, I just said hour. Shit.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Nope.
Welcome back, Better Rockets. We knew you couldn't stay away for long.
Now we have
somebody on the
the
camera.
real Mundane Matt.
There we go.
Hi.
Hey.
What's up? I don't have a lot of time. I'm in between running errands tonight, so I just got it. I was like, yeah, I'll jump in.
Oh, well, thank you.
Do you want to give the quick rundown on the whole verification thing, and then we'll explain the situation afterwards. We'll give them the context so you don't have to.
Go ahead. Wait, you want me to do it or what?
Yeah.
I need to know because there's actually been like a fair amount that's gone on today. So, of which part are you referring to?
Basically, I'm asking about the tweeting at Twitter asking to get your blue check.
The verification thing. Okay, so yeah, there's been a lot of interesting commentary on that one. So the whole issue here, and as I explained to Schmeckel in DMs, is when those kind of claims are made, right? Whether it's Sam Hyde or whomever else, the idea there is to get some lazy journalist who won't ever fact check to run the name. And that is the goal. That is always the goal. That's happened multiple times in these events. You'll find clips of that of news journalists saying, oh, we've identified the shooter. It's one Samuel Hyde or it's one Sam Hyde. And it's one of those things. So I was like, no, fuck that shit. Like, I'm going to ask to at least have some form of protection in terms of having that information run if someone's not going to, do their, maybe they're, not going to fully go through with all their checking and everything else. Because the idea there is that I'm not going to be able to stop people from making those claims against me. Right. So the only way I can really cover my own ass is to seek help from the company itself. So maybe if it's being spread around, then there will be a little bit. If people are sending off links of it or something, screenshots or some shit, they might come back and look and go, okay, maybe this isn't what it is. So it's kind of a Hail Mary pass. I don't know if it's going to work. I didn't even give it much thought before I did it. It just kind of seemed like the best course of action. And then I've been accused of trying to get a blue check mark off of people's dead corpses, which is not the case at all.
Like how a lot of people can see it as opportunism. Like,
not really. I can. The people that want to see it as opportunistic they're looking for it to be opportunistic. I've explained it on Twitter, my thought process behind it, but people don't want to see that. They don't want to think that. They just want to go, oh, you want this. I already know that when it comes to actually being verified on Twitter, I can't, right? Like Gamergate, as well as the certain people who are on the Trust and Safety Council, I can't get verified. Neither could Sargon or a number of other people that were involved in Gamergate. We've been blacklisted. That's been known now for like about probably 2 years. So that's a big factor in it. So I was more like, we'll see what happens. Is maybe if this happens, then people can look it up and shit. Because like right after that whole stuff went down, I got contacted by the LA Times. I was interviewed by them about the hoaxes. So, and the guy was like, I took a quick look at you, realized you weren't the shooter, and then I sent you an email. So that's part of it, is like you want to make sure there's enough information available that if this is going to continue to happen, that somehow I can at least cover my ass just a little bit.
Okay, I like that you did call it a Hail Mary, because I'm not sure how How
No,
effective
it's like the thing is I've gotten legit death threats on fucking Twitter that Twitter has been like, nah, it's fine. You know, like I've had people print out a picture of me, ejaculate on it, take a snapshot of it, send it back to me. Twitter's like, that's fine. You know, like however they deal with their shit on this fucking platform is what it is. I have no idea. So it's like, you know what? I'll throw out a Hail fucking Mary. We'll see what happens here. You know, if some people have been like, oh, you're just a professional victim. I'm all, if that was the case, wouldn't I have been constantly tweeting about it? I said it one time and that was it. But I'm an asshole, apparently. I don't know.
Well, I can understand the need to try and cover one's ass. Like that makes sense to me.
I've
I don't know
I've been swatted, right? You know, people have like found out who I am. They found out where I live. You know, I've had cops sent to my house. You know, like the only way I can describe that is attempted fucking murder. Now, especially now with what happened in Wichita earlier, you know, at the end of last year, you know, these things can happen. So yeah, there's a lot there that I have to protect. There are elements that I have to try to protect myself from the actions of anonymous chuckle fucks on the internet.
There's actually a question in the chat, if you don't mind me interjecting real quick.
Sure.
Failure asks, why is Matt deleting his Sam Hyde tweets?
Jokes made in bad taste. So I did say that as a joke, realize now it's dumb, removed it, apologized for it. And there we go on that one. It takes sometimes people say stupid things online, and the best course of action is to, you know, realize that you've made a mistake and then not do it again. Not every joke is funny. Not every joke is funny, you know?
Okay, so on that topic, I do want to say that, you know, it's good on you if you felt like you were doing something in bad taste. But a far cry from it that we're seeing a lot of, you know, with the Dankula verdict and everything, is people trying to enforce that level of restriction on others. Where do you land on that, Matt?
No, my choice was a personal choice, and that should not be imposed upon me by anyone else, and nor should I be able to impose that on anyone else.
Right.
That's why when I did what I did today, I didn't say report these fuckers, ban these fuckers, nothing. I didn't say anything like that. Right. I just said, hey, listen, verified. If you want to help out with this one here, then, you know, maybe hook it up or something in case something, you know, happens. I was looking at it from that perspective. The guy who
I wasn't projecting that you were doing that, by the way.
No, I'm literally saying it's like there's been accusations levied at me this afternoon from people that, again, are only seeing what they really want to see here, which is just like, oh, these guys made a joke. Now their Twitter account was nuked for it. I'm not the one who did that. I didn't advocate for it. You know, I don't feel bad at the same time, but I didn't advocate for it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, people are gonna. Well, I guess like you said, people are gonna take what they will from any given situation, or they'll be like, "Oh, well, Matt just wants the verified check for other reasons." I'm just like, I'm telepathic. Don't.
I'm verified on YouTube. I'm verified on YouTube, where, in my opinion, it matters.
Right. Precisely.
You know.
Hey, fellas.
Hey, Sinatra.
Hello.
Hey, it's the Rat Pack guy. I mean, what's up, Sinatra?
What's going on, man? We having fun? You having a good day?
Just give some clarification from Matt.
No, what's going on, man?
I think Sinatra wanted to disagree with some of the.
He got offered a big wad of money, and now he's stuck here with me for free. That's gotta sting.
Well,
ouch.
Supposed to be arguing with, was it? I thought it was AYDIN and the other guy, Hard Bastard.
I can go grab Hard Bastard probably.
No, I ain't paying nobody. I'm not giving anybody $1,400.
Yeah, let me see if I can go grab Hard Bastard real quick.
Well, Crucial Bunny for $2 says, Matt, take the money. $1,500 for 1 hour of talking.
It's quite literally not worth my time in any way, stretch, or form.
Well, now you're here with me for free. Huh?
Yeah, but I don't have a lot of time. I literally am running an errand.
Okay.
He sent me the link. I have to get in before 8:30. So I bopped in to clarify some shit real quick. That's it. As for the whole thing, I literally don't care. You know, I don't care.
A lot of time saying that you don't care.
Yeah, because people really seem to care that I don't care,
Yeah,
and I'm
what do you
laughing my
know?
ass
When
off.
you lie about people, it pisses them off. Imagine
I'm
that.
not. What am I lying about?
You've lied about Aiden's position. You said we lied about getting doxxed, and you won't defend your own fucking.
Wait, hold on. Who lied about being doxxed? I don't know anything about being
doxxed
doxing.
last night in your fucking stream that you
About
thought we
doxing?
were lying about getting doxxed. Yeah, you did.
If that might have been a crosstalk with some other thing I was answering, I don't recall that. If you find you can find the whole episode up on my vlog channel, Mundane Chats. If you find that, link it to me. I'll take a look at it again. I don't honestly remember that shit. I think doxing is a very serious thing. So if anyone has been doxed, I generally seem to believe you because this happened to me. So honestly, in that regard, I got no fucking idea. So if I did misspeak on that, it might have just been I was looking at a bunch of shit.
For asking you questions.
Because I was getting fucking brought in by a lot of people, and my mods are just, I was like, I'm trying to do a show. I have shit to do. So that's the whole thing.
But you sat there for like 20 minutes pontificating about how much you don't care, but you can't have the conversation.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that makes a ton of sense.
So I'm not, like, the thing is, I'm not interested in having the conversation, but my audience was there.
Yeah,
and
why
they were
would
asking
you
the
be
question.
interested in defending your own ideas, Anita?
It's not even about that. You're asking me to go back and look over a video that's
Steve
15 months
Shives
old.
for not accepting a grand to talk to Sargon.
No, I don't give a fuck about why. Like, the thing is, everyone focuses on the damn money. Like,
No,
that's the
it's
whole
the same
that's the thing I find to be the funniest thing.
Steve Shives said shit that he couldn't back up. Sargon offered him a grand. He turned it down, and you called him a pussy.
Steve Shives though also goes around and blocks everybody for what, if you could sit there and look at him cross-eyed, and he'll block you and your entire family. Steve Shives is known for this sort of thing. I'm not interested in going
said I
back
raided the Saints chat. I forgot about that.
That's what I heard from them. So I don't know. I know they banned you. I know they banned you and you brought in your burners. So I know you did that. That's what I know.
Yeah,
so.
I got accounts to go because I keep getting banned.
I'm sure you do, and that's totally fine. Eventually you run out. So
I just don't understand why you can't fucking defend yourself.
I don't have anything. I'm not even attempting to defend myself on shit.
And defend your own fucking ideas.
You're assuming.
Okay, if this is the kind of show it's gonna be, I'm out.
You're doing the same shit that you called Steve Shives a pussy for doing.
No, I'm not, because the whole thing with it is I'm not looking to engage over something that was 15 months ago.
15?
I don't care.
When
yeah. If what?
When did the Steele dossier come out?
15 months ago. It was dropped mid-January 2017, right before Trump's inauguration. I looked at it. I did my thoughts on it at the time, and that's that. That is literally that. I know Hard Bastard did a whole stream going at it. That's totally fine. That's his entire thing, right? There's a lot more information that we know now from then. Okay, that's the entire point. I'm not interested in going back over something 15 months ago. It doesn't serve me any purpose. And bringing it up and trying to goad me into an argument over something that I couldn't give a fuck less about.
You know,
I have other
you realize if you would have just been like, okay, let's have a conversation about this, it would be done and over with.
The thing is, I don't care enough to have the conversation. At this point, it's more fun seeing people get worked up over me saying, I don't want to have a conversation. That's the whole point.
Well, it's not people getting worked up. It's people pointing out the hypocrisy.
Dude, no, people getting worked up, man. There's lots of salt being mined here. It's pretty funny.
Because it's hypocritical bullshit.
It's not hypocritical bullshit, though, because I'm not out there. Steve Shives goes on every single fucking topic and goes after the skeptic community or goes after Sargon and then refuses to engage over those specific issues. Whereas I am being asked to go back 15 months to something that I've forgotten exactly what I said on at least a 30-minute video. And defend my points from something that had just dropped. I comment on stuff as it comes out. So I take the information that's presented to me and I comment on what's available. If I continue to go down that pathway and look into that story further, then I'll just do that. But I didn't do that for this one at this particular point, for video purposes at least, nor do I have any interest in doing this. So that's the entire reason. I don't care enough to go back and trying to offer me money to go back on something that I could give a fuck less about is just not worth my time.
How is $1,500 not worth your time? It's an hour of you talking. You don't even have to fucking say anything. Just sit there and let them rip on you.
That's the thing. I'm not gonna. I'll be perfectly honest with you. That hour is not just an hour. That hour boils down to someone clipping it out, posting it on like 15 different fucking clip channels. Then every time something along the lines of that comes up, if I misspeak on any little factor, then it's going to be shoved down my throat for a fucking year.
I don't
So,
know.
Oh my God!
No,
I'm
serious.
YouTube's gonna hate you for 5 goddamn minutes.
This is the kind of thing. I'm like, no, I'm not interested in that. That's already enough of that shit. I have Google alerts turned on for my fucking name, and I get shit all the time from like little clippets from Kronos or American Pride, whoever the fuck else is snipping out Kumite and Worski. Like, I get that kind of crap all the time. So I see that kind of shit. So I'm like, oh, why the fuck do I don't care. I don't give a shit. This isn't my thing.
How is it bad press? People are talking about you, Matt. How is that bad press? How is any of that bad?
The only thing that's making
it's shit that I don't want to. It's shit that I'm not interested in. That's the whole point.
You doing
it doesn't matter if
it's bad press.
No. It's not. It's like, dude, trust me. I fucking got a lot of bad press over the years. That shit doesn't bother me at all. It's more like I don't feel like dealing with the blowback for the next year.
Said a great point today. Baron said a great point today while talking to Stargun. He said,
I saw.
Wait. If you don't want to talk to these people, then don't talk about them. Don't mention them. Don't tweet about them. The fact that you are interacting with them and then refuse to come on is why people are fucking talking about you.
Hey, failure.
I've walked away from multiple things and I still get drugged the fuck back in. So, I won't say anything about
So
the
you never tweet about
none of that shit. Hold on, no, hold on. I won't say nothing about shit, and I still get drugged the fuck in. Every fucking day. It feels like every fucking day a new clip pops up.
Aiden Paladin.
How did Aiden get popped into this? Wait.
You retweeted a picture.
I didn't retweet Aiden Paladin. I retweeted a Kotaku in Action link. And I said that because it was like an ethics thing.
Yeah, you couldn't even tag her on it, but you want to talk about ethics.
I said I didn't even mention her by name. I just said by person who thinks that Pizzagate's 100% real. That's what I said. So I didn't even mention her by name on that one. No one would have known.
Yeah, dude, hold on. I'll fucking pull up the.
Wait, did I say that on there? I might have. If I did, I apologize. I wasn't intending to.
Ethics, right? Ethics would be letting the person know you're talking shit about them, right? Ethics.
I was making a crack. It's Twitter.
Oh, so now it's a joke. That's okay when it's a joke, but when it's a joke against you,
Matt.
No, there's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference between my interaction with the person who sat there and hold on. There's a difference in my interaction with the person who told me that like I was wrong for not believing Pizzagate was a thing, even though I was proven right for not.
There were
for
some
thinking
elements of Pizzagate that were real. That's
There's nothing in regards to comic ping pong.
I think we learned from today. Like you said, that the Sam Hyde joke, you used to think it was a joke. Now it's no longer a joke. Think about before you joke. Jokes are serious business. Do not joke.
Why don't we let Aiden talk to you? How about that? You guys can hash it out there.
I don't know. We'll talk about it. I do have to get going, though, because I got like 7 minutes until my thing closes. So.
All right, well, thank you for coming on, Matt.
Yeah, did.
Hopefully you and Aiden can sit down, talk.
By the way, I hope you get your blue check mark from that BuzzFeed article you were featured in.
The LA Times one I was just in will get a whole bunch more attention. So there's that.
You'll finally get it.
I really don't. I don't care about that.
I got one question, serious question. Do you really think Anita was talking to you?
Talking to me? No. Looking at me and calling extra security? Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. From where I was sitting to where she was. Oh, dude, I was in the room. Trust me. I saw. It was. And then I'll tell you what's even crazier was 2 days later at the next event she was at, when I was sitting in the far back with Brian from Honey Badgers, and there was a big black suited security guard that made this beeline to come get me when I leaned over to make a crack to a friend.
But she'll talk to Boogie, right?
I'm sorry, what?
You're a threat, but she'll talk to Boogie.
She berated Boogie afterward and had a conversation with him.
How about this, Matt? How about I would like you to have a realistic conversation with me? I know you're going to run away in about 5 minutes.
No, I have to go to a pharmacy and pick up a prescription, and they close in fucking 5 minutes.
I'm sure you do, Honey Bear. But the thing is, you need to set it up with me. I know. Here's the thing.
No, I've literally been talking about this for like 20 minutes and shit. So
okay, look. That's really great. But hang on, before you say that. When you claimed you owned me, it was at 6:30 in the morning where I really did have to go to CPAC, and I had 5 minutes to talk to you and asked you one question. So before you say, I owned you, I wrecked you, I raped you, put that in perspective, first of all. Secondly, Matt, before you talk all this mad shit about me, Once you actually talk to me, you won't do it. I'd have never asked you for any money. What I asked you money for was to talk to Hard Bastard. Because you said, yes, because you are a bitch made nigga. And this is what you need to do. You need to.
Okay, you can think that. That's fine. I don't care.
No, you're going to cry. Because the thing is, honey.
No, what? I don't know you. I don't know you, period. I don't care about you. Aiden, stop. Aiden, stop. You can sit there.
If you don't know her, why are you retweeting her saying she has
why are you talking shit about me all the time, huh? You don't know me, why are you talking shit? Oh, that's weird. Oh my god. Why would you be talking so much shit about me if you don't know who I am? It's weird, and then you claim you owned me already when we never really had a conversation. See, the thing is, Matt, you don't know shit about the Steele dossier. This is not about Pizzagate. I'm lucky you muted yourself. This is not about the Steele dossier. Or excuse me, this is not about Pizzagate. This is about the Steele dossier. It is upsetting to you that you're going to have to answer real questions about your work. You're going to have to answer real questions about the work that you supposedly do. And I am sorry, but if someone asked me questions about the work that I do in the way that I have done to you, which was originally in a very, I believe, respectful manner, I would answer them. Instead, what you have done is you waited a month and then started shit talking me, but you didn't have the fucking respect or the decency or the basic common fucking empathy to at me on it. And instead, you just gotta talk some shit. You talk some shit, you get hit. That's what happens. But instead of responding to the call as a normal fucking man would do, you act like a pussy ass bitch and you back the fuck down from the call. Take the fucking money. We called you out because you don't have the fucking balls to address me like an adult.
Matt, you're muted, Matt. Yeah, somebody muted you.
I muted you.
Yeah. Sinatra had muted you, so if you want to respond, you have to unmute yourself, okay?
Speaking of which, we should address the money. I don't know if anybody read the Shrooman $5 super chat.
I actually have all the super chats saved right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So,
either act like an adult or move on, or admit that you're a bitch made nigga. I think you're admitting that.
No, not at all.
Then why will you not come on and talk to us like adults?
Because I don't care enough about it. That's the whole point.
No. What you're saying is you don't care enough about your own integrity. You don't care enough about the things that you say.
It's not even about that. I literally am not going to go back over something that's 15 months old. That's the whole point here. You don't care.
Your opinion on the Steele dossier from a month ago is now 15 months old.
No, my original position on it, which is what Hard Bastard went over on his live stream, is a 15-month-old topic. One
actually,
that ultimately
it is. He went over what you said to me, which was a month ago.
There was also the one too that he went over. I think I might have gotten it wrong then. I might have gotten the whole thing screwed up. Which, if that's the case, then I apologize. But it's ultimately
you got it wrong a month ago.
I didn't get it wrong a month ago. You came after me, and it wasn't like you were polite about it. You were fucking hitting pretty hard for 6 o'clock in the morning about both the Pizzagate video, because you said that's what got you into doing YouTube, was how I laughed off Pizzagate.
Oh, because I'd never seen someone be such a hypocrite. I'd never seen.
That's because it wasn't being hypocritical about it. Because I said, and I even pointed out, 6 weeks after I made that first video by Pizzagate, I was proven correct, because the whole situation was Comet Ping Pong and Edgar M. Welch, which is what I brought up. And then you immediately jumped over to the Steele dossier and didn't acknowledge.
Do you understand what hypocrisy means?
Do you understand that you move the goalpost? That you like to shift the goalpost here, Aiden? Because that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. That's what you did. And that's what you're trying to deflect from right now. And I'm just telling you, no, look, I'm not interested in having a conversation with you. You can send all the fucking trolls you want after me on Twitter.
I'm not a troll. I'm not
trying to take anyone's fucking money because I don't fucking care.
And also, I need you to understand a very basic thing.
And I'm not. And I have to go. And I've said this already. So I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
I don't care. Quit talking about it, bitch.
And then he's going to keep talking. And guess what, guys? He's going to talk about it for the next week. And he's going to beg for a blue check mark over the dead bodies of people on Twitter. As he has been doing.
Back out, guys.
Thanks. I'm gone. Bye.
Later, Sinatra.
Thank you, Schmeckle. Sorry for that.
Later, Sinatra. Later, Aiden.
Bye.
Bye.
The money thing hurts me, man. Like, I don't care about this subject either, but if somebody offered me $1,500 just to get fucking berated for an hour, I'd be on that shit in a heartbeat.
For $1,000, I'll pretend to be Monday Matt on the fucking Kumite.
For 500, I'll just shave my face to look like Mundane Matt and put the camera angled to where like I'm really fucking short because I met him in real life. He's a gnome, and like just fucking be Mundane Matt for a night.
Was I the only one who, when he was going off on it, it's like it sounds like he cares more than he wants to let on.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that to like be mean to anyone, but it's like if you don't give a shit, you don't talk about it.
No, that's a fair assessment because I do that frequently. So yeah.
Yeah, I can turn off Twitter and not give a shit about what trolls are saying.
Somebody in the
not
chat
give a second thought.
Damosh, can you do that?
Wait, what?
Pull up Matt's Twitter for me. Someone in the chat says to pull it up real quick.
Okay.
Well, speaking of money, while you're pulling that up, Samaj, Pete Ard for $5, not worth my time. Dummy, it's $1,000 an hour. Shrewman for $5. Obviously, Lego Matt does care. He is here to plead his case to this panel. Crucial Bunny for $5. Here's $5. Send AYDIN Paladin a link, please. That already happened, but thank you for the money. And Shrewman for $2. Cry over a YouTube form letter. And then last but not least, Malcolm from the North, $2. Can a brother get a link? Sherman for $2. Country, here's 2 more for a beer.
Thank you very much, Sherman.
That's very nice.
See, Bearing in the chat with his nice blue check mark.
Hey, Bearing.
Yeah, I imagine he, given how he was reacting on the stream with Sargon, I imagine that hurts his capitalist soul.
It's Futternut. $2.
Actually, Samaj, do me a favor. Send Bearing the link. I wasn't expecting that when I invited Matt on tonight.
Yeah, I was expecting something a little more lighthearted.
Well, to be fair, we got it out in the beginning 30 minutes. Beginning 30 minutes?
We got it out of the way real quick.
That is true. That means for the rest of the stream now, I'm stuck as the half price Mundane Matt.
Yes, it does.
Butternut for $2 says check your DM, cunt, at the cunt stream.
Fuck's sake, they can't even make one of you do that. I hate when people ask that.
What's Bearing's Twitter handle? I think he's changed it.
It was his Bearing.
I think
he said on his stream his account has been banned.
Again, yeah.
No, he's been completely kicked off, he said.
He's not on Twitter.
Bearing, you on Discord?
Docs Holiday.
Figure it out.
Docs Holiday 8. $2. Paladin need not talk hypocrisy. Burns Cole. I have no idea.
I have no idea what they're getting.
I have no clue. I've talked to AYDIN.
I burn a lot of coal when I smoke a bunch of food.
Yeah, that's about.
Chirpy poop, no.
Yeah, that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I'm not sure if they're like a foreigner or like a failed poet. But yeah, Paladin need not do that. But Matt, when I spoke to him in DMs before the stream, it seemed like his argument, his explanation rather, was maybe not one that made sense, but one that I could see how he would think it made sense.
Mm-hmm.
What we got from Matt here was a lot of talking in circles.
Yeah.
I don't know. Matt kind of strikes me as being better when he's on script, less when he's in a live format, having to interact directly with other people.
Well, it got kind of chaotic. There was just a few of us here, and then some of his detractors. Oh, I say detractors, but really it ended up becoming like a dog pile. I'm like, I'm just gonna.
Dogs. For $2, likes the brothers.
Likes the brothers. Yeah, from what I'm getting so far is AYDIN burns the coal, which I think must mean likes the brothers, likes black dudes. He doesn't like the fact that Aiden likes black dudes. See, we're getting there. You keep donating, and we'll figure out exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, she likes black guys. Jesus.
Speaking of the blacks, and what I just saw there was extremely disappointing. Who's echoing? I know that ain't me.
Yeah, it's not me either.
It might be Schmeckle.
Oh, fair enough.
He doesn't have his headphones in again, so it's probably him.
That's all good. I just wanted to pop on and ask Matt a couple questions. His Pizzagate attack was a very weird one. Him saying that anyone looking into Pizzagate was an asshole was very strange, considering around the time that conspiracy was starting to wind down, there were a couple of places in the United States that experienced 200-person arrests, one in 2016 and one in 2017. So it's not that Pizzagate is real or whatever, but the fact is that it got people looking into saving kids.
It got people looking interested in the subject itself.
Exactly. And like that's something that we should probably take a lot more of a look at. And I'm kind of glad that Pizzagate happened, not for like the conspiracy bullshit or whatever, but the fact that it did actually lead to mass arrests in some ways. I also wanted to ask Matt, like, you know, the questions that we all have. Why is he still talking about people he says that he doesn't care about? It seems that people are living rent-free in his head. Actually, no, not even rent-free. People are willing to give him 1.4 fucking K to live in his head. That number's in his head now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate Matt, but I'm extremely, extremely disappointed in how he's been acting lately. It makes me super cynical about a lot of people who I guess are part of the quote unquote skeptic community, because they've been all kind of acting like this in recent months. They've seemed to have not made content outside of drama, but then claim to hate drama. They all feed off of it.
Yeah, I see that too. As for me, you know, just because kind of the casual when it comes to observing a lot of this stuff, it just seems like when certain people, once you hit like a certain point of subscribers, your detachment becomes greater when you're interacting with people. It's like, well, I'm on top. Why should I talk to you? So you see them start to back each other up when they're at that certain level and start to look down upon those that are trying to get their attention. And I understand. I can't imagine the number of tweets Mundane Matt must get every single day of people who aren't trying to piss on him, just are trying to get his attention for whatever reason. It's got to be a nightmare trying to sift through all that.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. And I can only imagine what it would be like to get that amount of shit. But like some of it at this point is earned with the way he conducts himself on social media. Again, you can't say that you don't care when most of your social media is you fucking caring. And I'm sorry, but this whole excuse of the Steele dossier is not important because it happened 15 fucking months ago. Stop talking about Anita. You've been doing that for 3 years, Matt. Stop talking about Gamergate.
Did a video on Anita earlier this year on her on the
Feminist Frequency Annual
Frequency's annual report.
Yeah.
The thing that none of us care about anymore.
And like, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, it's all right. I was gonna ask if I can get some clarification. I'm really new to a lot of this community stuff. What is Pizzagate and what is Gamergate?
Pizzagate was
Malcolm, you're correct. Sorry, try not to be a bitch.
Oh, you're roboting a bit.
Yeah, F5.
Whoopsies.
Yeah, Pizzagate was the one of the conspiracies that popped up during the campaign, where John Podesta and a whole bunch of Democrats were allegedly linked to child sex cult rings and stuff like that.
Right.
A little better.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Sorry, guys. I'm just really pissed because I've been trying to get in contact with this dude for like 3 days now. And every time anyone has any ability to get in contact with him, he always has to leave within 5 minutes. Now, I get it. He's got a baby. I understand completely. But and I'm very empathetic.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing is, you can't be like, the whole issue with me and Matt was I didn't give a fuck. The thing that happened to us was a month ago, and then he comes through 2 or 3 days ago and just starts talking mad shit about me on Twitter.
So basically, you had a spat with him a month ago. You forgot it and moved on.
Yeah.
He brought it up again 3 days ago on Twitter, and then is surprised that you care because he brought it back up again when you were more than willing to just let it die.
It was, to be completely honest, here's how it worked. I will explain it in detail. I was on a stream. He came onto it. I asked him a very simple question, which was, why did you find Pizzagate? Why did you find, excuse me, everyone who investigated Pizza? I asked him, yes or no. Did you think that people who investigated Pizzagate were psychopaths? And he said yes. And I said, okay. Why then do you have no issues with the Steele dossier? I have many issues with the Steele dossier. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the many questions about the Steele dossier. And okay. I said, now, I don't have the time to talk about it. It was 6:30 in the morning. I had a press pass to go to CPAC that day. I was like, I cannot talk about this right now. I literally do have to go. And I had been talking about that. As, by the way, if he had been saying it for 30 minutes and he had to go, so had I. I had been saying for 30 minutes, I got to go. I have to go to CPAC. So, and I said, how about we talk about this on the Kumite? His response was, no, I don't know who the fuck you are. You are a literal nobody. Okay. You're a literal nobody. Fine. I thought that was funny, but I didn't give a fuck about it. Yeah. And I just moved on. And then a month later, suddenly he cares about the literal nobody.
And he makes a joke at your expense.
It wasn't a joke. He outright lied about me.
Outright lied about you, okay.
He said that I 100% believed in Pizzagate and posted a video from a Reddit that apparently had been talking about my content. And said that this is very funny. Media ethics video coming from a person who 100% believes in Pizzagate. Not true. A complete 100% lie about me. As well as him not understanding the video that he was talking about. The video was not about media ethics. It was about the cultivation effect and about mean world syndrome. So he neither watched the video and understood what it was about, and he also lied about me. And I
but
said,
then how did he expect no one to connect the dots who is talking about if it's a Reddit that's talking about your content?
Because he doesn't give a fuck.
Chaos asks a question. How does the Steele dossier have anything to do with Pizzagate?
My question was about this was that he was very aggressive towards people who were interested in investing in Pizzagate. And when I said, well, that's fine for you to be very critical of them, then why, if you looked in the comparison, Matt outright believed the Steele dossier and to this day still believes the Steele dossier. There are if you know anything about the Steele dossier, it is full of as many holes, as many conspiracy theories as Pizzagate is.
Okay, so you are making it equivalence.
I was asking him, why is one okay and not the other?
Probably because one agrees with one's perspective versus the other arguing against it.
It would be nice if you could just be honest about that.
Hey, yeah.
Me? I mean, I'll be honest.
No, he's talking about Matt. This is a question I just kind of posed to everyone that's in the here as guests, though. What do you think the point is for a YouTuber when they start to get that detachment from their own audience? Is it the point where the one random guy on the street goes, "Hey, I know who you are"? Is that when the ego, you think, starts to balloon? Or is it when like the first real checks start to show up and you're getting that first, ability to pay your rent bill with it or something?
I don't know. I've had both. So I can't, and I've not had either sort of fucking weird opinion. All I still fucking care about is data and empiricism. So I really don't understand this. If you cannot provide me with empirical data, then I don't give a shit. I'm a fucking, I mean, I know people think this is a fucking joke. I'm an academic, I'm a scientist, but I really fucking am. If you can't provide me with empirical scientific data, I don't give a fuck what the fuck you think.
So I'm actually a small YouTuber, very, very, very small YouTuber. And that line that he gave you where he said you're a literal nobody, that's bullshit. Everyone knows who the fuck you are.
I don't.
Everyone's seen. Well, okay.
Yeah.
But Kadunt is
Kadunt makes a very good point. To everybody else, the Aiden is a nobody. So's Mundane Matt.
But that's the thing.
Exactly. I don't know who he is either.
Mundane Matt is a guy who has a lot of fucking.
I would consider
followers,
myself a nobody, so
no.
fuck, I'm
Shush, Aiden, you're not a nobody.
Stop fanboying.
I step on you and
Get your fanboy in their dick. God.
I will slobber all over Aiden's.
This is taking the wrong twist.
I will take that was bullshit because I'm a fan of Matt's, and like, how would he have fucking felt if I had hit him up about that? Like, if I had actually said like, "Hey, I actually know a lot about this subject," would he have called me a literal nobody?
Probably.
Like,
I
I
think
met
he would
Matt
have.
in person. That would have been fucked up.
Because here's the problem, like when you get the detachment, and I've noticed this with a couple people who got bigger. And once you get to like the 100K mark, you know, some of them get more and more detached from the audience. But the problem is they don't realize, unless you have PewDiePie numbers on YouTube, there's a lot of us. So even if you're at 100K, you still might be short of your audience. You might still be a YouTube nobody. It doesn't matter really what size you are because there are millions of YouTubers out there.
There really are,
yeah,
and
look
the number of
at,
people who are at like 100K even is massive.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I don't even.
Oh, I'm not saying that's not massive.
No, I mean, there's
you look
tons
at
of people
somebody
who are at
like,
100K.
Armored Skeptic. Outside of YouTube, even him, he's at what, 1 million?
He's at I think like 800, 900, something like that. I don't know.
Outside of YouTube, there are a few people who know who the fuck this guy is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm gonna disagree with everyone slightly about the numbers game. I don't think that's what it is. I personally think that it's maybe a little bit of that, but there's been big drama in the circles of YouTube that we all like to watch within the last year. That can't be ignored. It's carved ideological echo chambers in certain respects. And Matt has gotten a lot of kudos for sticking to one side. I think that's what it is. I think it's the fact that he's surrounded by YouTubers that have, you know, similar numbers to him, similar ideology.
Oh, so you mean Jeff and Nick?
Yeah, pretty much. And like, when you have a whole bunch of people that kind of circle jerk each other like that, it detaches you from the members of your audience that are fans of those you oppose. So, look, I've had a couple of Twitter conversations with Matt. I'm not even a fucking YouTuber. I stopped making videos, I'm pretty sure, well over a year ago now. And me and him have had discussions about some of this drama, very civilly, on opposing sides of it. So this whole "you don't talk to nobodies" is bullshit because I have 400 fucking subs on YouTube, Matt. You've spoken to me multiple times about this shit.
Yeah.
He might not remember those conversations. Ranting Monkey was involved in some of those conversations too. The problem is, again, you're sticking to teams. This used to be a group of people as a whole up until the end of last year that were talking about, hey, let's not even call ourselves a community. Let's make fun of people who stick in ideological echo chambers. Let's actually talk to the opposing side. And then the crowd server happened. And then that just stopped. People just showed that they're just going to go back to the same bullshit that they were critiquing.
You know what, Malcolm, you have a brilliant fucking ability to perceive that, and as a communication scholar, especially someone who studies groups predominantly, that's what I was looking at. It was, you know, look, I get it, and there's nothing wrong with being involved in a group. All people are involved in groups. This is inherent to the psychological phenomena of the human condition. We will always be involved in these kinds of things, and that's fine. But then don't pretend to be above it. This is what irritates me. Maybe it's because I'm a psychologist or a social psychologist that I get fucking mad that people are like, oh, I'm unbiased, I'm above it. No, you're not. You're the same. You're down here on the fucking ground and the dirt like the rest of us.
Yeah, and I would also like to ask you, because you're a scholar of this, do you think what we're seeing right now with certain people in the YouTube circles that we watch and interact with, do you think we're seeing a bit of snapback from so many people saying, hey, don't call me part of a team, I'm an independent thinker, I'm a centrist, blah, 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 blah. I think we're seeing a bit of snapback where people are kind of huddled together. It's like a phalanx in a Roman army. We're seeing people protect one another. Do you see
This
that, or
is
maybe that's
this is normative. This is normative to threats to the group identity. Is to anytime that your group identity faces any sort of what's called a face threat. This is a threat to identity. You're going to establish and bolster any identity ability that you have. This is absolutely normative. However, what I think we've also seen is that there has been so much distillation in what we would have previously viewed as a singular group identity, that we're also seeing schismatic groups form out of what would have previously been one unified group. This is I called it today the skeptic schism. This is pretty much what we're seeing. People are breaking apart from the groups that they were previously maybe more unified in their direction or membership toward. However, now, yeah, it's breaking apart, and I don't know in what direction this is headed.
I've got a question. It's kind of a follow-up for that. Do you think part of this schisming is because you have certain groups within the skeptosphere and further out that used to comment on, or a commentary community, I guess you could say more than anything, that used to talk a shit ton about the social justice issues, generalized politics, maybe not necessarily taking a stance, but just general politics. Do you think part of that is because audiences just don't give a fuck really anymore to watch videos on those subjects? Just like atheism as a genre has kind of fallen to the background on YouTube. It still has its fans, but it's not at its peak levels that it once was for viewership. Do you think that some of this schisming is because you have certain individuals who are like, well, I was making this much money, but I want to really stick to my guns on this, so I'm not going to change and adapt? Or do you think it's more the ideological, I have to keep hammering on this thing and I still have to somehow make a living at this?
From my perspective as a communication scholar and a media researcher, actually there's something called it's audience ability to tolerate. And the audience is worn down. The audience is bored. The audience has been dealing with the same sort of material for a long time, and in terms of their excitation is lowered. Their excitation and their total amount of arousal and interest in the topic is clearly lower than it was at one point. That we can't do anything about that. That's just a normative and typical sort of way in which audiences change over time. We can't do anything about that. That's just going to change.
Yeah.
So in terms of what has happened, as far as I have perceived it, in terms of my interpretation, or at least my attempts at interpretation of what I see through an empirical stance, has been that not so much that the creators have changed, but that the audience is changing. The audience's interests and interpretations are changing. That's all.
Some of the audiences also. Sorry, go ahead, Igor.
And that's more the question I was asking is for some of these YouTubers that seem to be like the schisming we're seeing, is part of that driven because the audience interests have changed? So you have some people that are more than willing to adapt and change their content, their focus, but you have others that feel somehow slighted, amongst the creators, I guess you could say.
Feel slighted because they're not changing and are noticing other people getting more audiences than them. Because the other people are willing to change the times.
Hey, don't worry, Ren, Igor, you guys are doing just fine.
with our whopping 1,100 subscribers, we're breaking ground here.
At least we changed and ditched that stuff no one wanted to watch.
This is true.
That's a K more than me.
I think a lot of it is not like jealousy, like a lot of people want to play it off as, but
I don't think it's jealousy.
It's not liking change. It's a new direction, and it makes them scared. It makes them afraid. It makes them uncomfortable.
I completely agree with you there, Schmeckle, and I just wanted to say one more thing because I got to wake up in like 6 hours for work. But I think what we're also seeing here, if you look at the kind of people that talk about anti-SJW, anti-left stuff a lot heavily, some of them have upped their platform. If you look at Roman Millennial, she's on CRTV, she's on like subscriber service now. She doesn't need YouTube. I think a lot of these guys feel like they've kind of been passed by. So they're kind of taking that anchor out on the people that really oppose them within this schism, as you called it. And like, you have a few people that can still maintain the audience of, again, the anti, whatever you want to call it. It's just fewer of them now because people don't need 30 to 50 people saying the same thing. Let me pick like 2. Let me pick Roaming Millennial, Steven Crowder, and Beauty and the Beta, and that's it. And everyone else can go to the wayside.
And to be fair, like for Crowder, I think retains his audience because he talks about both sides.
And he definitely covers a lot of other issues.
And he covers a lot of other issues. And if you watch even just his comedy sketches, you can tell he's doing it for the entertainment. He's trying to make it as funny as possible.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's Crowder's shtick. I mean, and not everyone has to have the same thing. Like I was talking about this earlier. You know, I've been on. Oh my god, I've been like 6 streams today. But the thing is, it's been like one stream after another. But the thing is, like my content is nothing like anyone else's here. I talk mostly about social science bullshit. But I mean, like that's my shtick. That's my thing. And besides Dr. Lehman, I guess, and even Dr. Lehman and I, and by the way, we talk all the time. Lehman and I are very good friends. We are in completely different areas of social science. We do not relate to each other in terms of our understanding or our beliefs or our comprehension of the stuff that we talk about in social science in any way. So when I talk about social science, I'm talking about very in-depth research on a certain topic that I've decided to hang it upon. And my point in all of this is, that's why I've done okay. In YouTube, and started on YouTube during a period in which it was not a good time to start on YouTube, when everything was kind of being fucked with. Yeah. So you know, you gotta find your sphere. You gotta find what works for you. But this whole like just maintaining what you used to do, it's not going to work. Not anymore. For some people and for some topics, it's not going to work.
Well, yeah, and it's like it's my thing when people talk about like, oh, let's do a response video to the latest bedroom feminist video. After a certain point,
right?
I don't care. I don't really want to see another bedroom feminist.
Yeah, I mean, there's just some topics that have just become so tired. I can understand the audience fatigue.
I think part of the problem when it comes to the feminist topics is that even I think the society at large no longer gives a rat's ass. I don't think people care about feminism anymore. I think people who are even like loudly, pronouncing that they're in support of it, I think they've just moved on.
I don't know. Hollywood still does that bullshit. So
well, see, now
that's actually why I do see it as an issue.
Well, I think the problem is mostly because even here in Canada, I can pretty much tell you because I live here, is that the whole fuck you. we might be America's hat, but we have lice. Okay. Look, we have the feminist thing here has really died down here in Canada. It's really lost all steam.
You need to look at the legislation to do. That's where I'm worried.
Well,
I don't care about the stupid shit on social media. I care about the legislation.
Exactly, and see that's the only real problem. But because I think society has moved on, they don't care. But I mean, like you said, it's still in politics. It's still in education. It's still in Hollywood. It's still in some hiring practices here. It's still around. And that's the problem that we need to tackle. But society at large has moved on. So how do you bring attention to this?
I think we kind of have the benefit in Canada of having, at least in the province we live in, Samaj, we have an election in June, and people are fucking done with the liberal bullshit. It's been 15 years of the same Liberal Party up here, and I think Kathleen Wynne is she's getting the boot. She's very likely to get the boot.
Wait a second. There's black people in Canada?
I'm actually surprised. Yeah, I know, right? I'm actually surprised Kathleen Wynne hasn't been impeached. She's such a terrible person.
Yeah, I could go down the laundry list of impeachable offenses for sure, and votes of non-confidence that could have been thrown out. But we also have the advantage of Trudeau being a prime minister that needs to run for election next year, and people are getting kind of sick of his bullshit too. People are aware. We're gonna really remember it when those election days come up.
I hope that he does run. I really do, because it will be a public humiliation. It'll be like the closest thing to a public execution to watch him try to run. He will be lambasted, impaled. It will be a sight to be seen.
Absolutely. Well, anyways, guys,
for YouTube.
For sure. Well, thank you very much for your time, guys. I gotta head off, and you know,
Later, Malcolm.
Nice talking to you.
Hey,
Take it
Malcolm,
easy,
always
Malcolm.
good to talk to you, dude.
yeah, it's good to talk to you as
Good
well.
to have some
Be nice to
diversity
people,
to
kind,
the
everybody. Take
Well,
care.
Thank you. Take care.
Malcolm, quick question before you head out there.
Sure.
Which province are you in?
Ontario.
Oh, okay. All right. I wasn't sure. I thought you were
Stay
alluding.
safe, my dude.
Yeah, I thought
Be
you were alluding
careful.
to my area.
Now, the
Thank you.
really question is, if we're going on to a new topic, do I need to snap my fingers now?
Yeah, you gotta snap your fingers. We need a new topic.
Well, here, while we're going to get on the topic of topics, I'm going to get on the topic of super chats.
Oh, good.
Docs
Yeah,
for
blow through
$2.
those.
Me and Matt going to clown these haters at VidCon. Docs for another $2. Bring your peeps to VidCon. Coal burner. Me and Matt win.
Oh.
And then there's one more from Rage Jacobson. Where did I put that? Uh-oh. No, Docs for $2. This black guy is going for AR cookies. LOL funny.
Oh,
And then,
Oh, sorry.
oh no, it's okay.
Me and
Butternut.
Brock is a tag team in this, so.
yeah.
Butternut for $2. I'm poor. Where was my samaj? My moan samaj.
Oh.
And then for the ones we earlier missed, which is about 7 of them now. Oh.
There we go. There's all the moaning. There's all the moaning.
There's a lot of moaning going on.
I found the.
I
found the other
like
one
where
to
I
see.
stumbled into.
Oh yeah, no, we're having a good time. The Race Jacobson for $5. You guys have to moan one more time, all three of you at the same time. To denounce moralizing out of hand is to pronounce a moral judgment. H.L. Mencken.
Oh.
Yeah, listen to that echo, everybody.
That was beautiful. There you go. Yeah, it was
There you
wonderful.
And Doc's Holiday 88 for $2. This black guy is going AR cookies. LOL funny.
We also got $2 from Mr. LM002 through Streamlabs saying, "Hey Schmeckle, you should invite Wrath back when you're done with talking about Matt and or Kumite shit. Kumite shite. Sorry.
Like I don't know. I'm fucking
I
pissed.
think this stream is best when it is drunk laughs. Don't read. Okay, I hope he just means the last line. No, I won't read the rest of it.
All right.
I mean, you guys are all cool with me. I'm just fucking pissed. I've been trying to talk to this dude for a month. Well, actually, I haven't been trying to talk to him. For a month. I talked to him a month ago and didn't and like was like do and went about my life, and then all of a sudden, I started getting shit talk. But like whatever. I generally here's the whole thing. When people I know people love to call me a bitch, and a cunt, and a whore and all that stuff, which is really interesting
you
because
do seem like a bitch cunt whore.
Well, I mean,
that's the
hang on,
impression I've been
Schmeckle.
getting.
Hey,
you're not wrong.
Own it. Own it, girl. You're one of us now.
The interesting thing though about that is, you know what? Oh, here's a cool thing. There's a couple people on YouTube. There's like 10 accounts, maybe like 5 to 10 accounts that say absolutely insane shit to me every day. That say like, I'm going to throw acid on you and peel your skin off, and I want to literally take a carving knife and cut off every piece of your skin, and I get comments like that every single day. Those are fine by YouTube, but you can't say the word cunt at the same time. Isn't that interesting? No, I mean like it's just kind of interesting to me. I don't know how that how that happens, but it's just kind of an interesting dichotomy.
Do you think that that's the fault of people being trolls and people telling YouTube, "Hey, don't take it so seriously"? And now YouTube doesn't even know how to take it anymore.
Well, it would be one thing. It would be one thing if it was like, see, like I'm an adult, so I'm just kind of like, wow, that's very intense. But it doesn't really bother me. It's just kind of like, wow, it's very interesting that YouTube is totally cool with that. Meanwhile, I have people who message me every day and say, "Hey, I'm not allowed to say the word cunt in a YouTube comment." So they can't say the word cunt. No, not just super chats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's now actually people are getting banned in all comments. Not banned, but they're being shadow banned, wherein their comments will show up. I can't even say the word cunt. I can't say anything. It's like, well, that's weird. I think you should be able to say whatever the fuck. I think you should be able to talk about how much you want to flay my skin off as much as you want to talk about how much I'm a cunt. So I'm a little bit weirded out about how one is okay and the other is not. I think it's because the ones that are calling someone a cunt are not calling me a cunt. It's just kind of a weird thing that I've noticed. And you know what? It's not ever. Maybe I'm being a little bit biased here, and I'm sure that I am. That it just kind of seems like conservative YouTube channels, just a little bit, like myself and Sinatra, get a little bit more shit than liberal channels in terms of the ban.
I'm sure that's just a coincidence.
Coincidence.
I mean, like the fully demonetization of Crowder is just happenstance.
I don't know where that could be from.
Yeah, it's just coincidence, totally.
No, well, with Crowder, you could write it off as he's a larger political figure. He's got some shit that's a little out there. It would still
you
be
think
wrong.
He's out there? If you think Crowder's out there, I'm completely.
I've seen the man in a dress far too many times to think he's not a little out there.
I mean, I've seen Gavin McInnes's asshole 3 times on different occasions.
That's
that's a thing.
Like, in person or
no, on his channel, on his show, he used to shove shit up his asshole.
Okay.
So
Gavin
is he
McInnes.
related to the Amazing Atheist?
No, from Rebel Media, he used to shove shit up his ass.
That's
That was the joke.
Have you not heard about the banana incident?
Oh no, I know all about the banana incident. Actually, the first time I ever talked to oh god, this was so embarrassing. Do you know Dick Masterson? From the Dick Show. So Dick Masterson,
Maddox's old buddy.
Yeah, Maddox's old buddy and I are kind of friends. And he was gonna have Jim on. Jim as in Mr. Medicare. And he said, Aiden, what should I ask Mr. Medicare as some questions? And I said, I don't know, dude. You could ask him how many bananas he could reasonably shove up his asshole and probably have a decent fucking question because the guy's hilarious. So what happens is Mr. Medicare gets on the Dick Show and Dick says, hey, Jim, how many bananas could you reasonably shove up your asshole?
Okay, what was Medicare's response?
He said, well, let me tell you about my friend TJ Kirk. And told him the story about Amazing Atheist. But like, which is what I kind of thought he would do, but I was like, Jesus Christ, Dick, I didn't think you would actually ask him that. I was giving you a general joke. Fuck.
A joke.
These are very important questions.
It is a very
it is a question. I mean, how about everybody here answer this? How many bananas do you think you could reasonably shove up your asshole?
I don't know. Are they pureed, mashed, or whole?
This is a good question. You know what?
It's kind of like,
Who are you?
Monty Python's, can a unladen swallow carry a coconut?
Hang on. Who is this? I'm sorry. What's your name?
Igor.
I'm Igor.
Hey, Igor, you're asking the hard-hitting questions.
Yes, definitely.
These are the questions we need to be asking seriously. How are the bananas being distributed into the anus? Those are the real questions.
Yeah.
Are they peeled? Are they whole?
Yeah, they'd have to be peeled.
I would think
you got that little rough part at the end if they're not peeled.
Yeah,
but it would make it easier to pull out if you left the stem right at the...
I think there's a few important topics. I think there's a few important points about bananas you have to understand. Is that even if you did try to put it in there, I'm pretty sure given the size of the anus, would probably smush it down to paste. How much paste can you take is a
I
question.
You have to freeze it first. Have to freeze it.
No, it's frozen. You can take less because it's frozen. It's hard.
And are they baby bananas or are they like plantain?
These are new questions.
How ripe are they?
Yes.
Wow, these are all kinds of variables.
I'm gonna look on Pornhub to see if anyone's done this.
This is really
just look up the TJ Kirk video.
I don't want to do that.
As a
Watch it to
scientist,
completion, Brockus.
as a scientist, I'm now very interested. I'm going to. The academic has responded. I gotta start doing some research on this.
Intern working for you, like, I don't know, Miss Aiden, if this is appropriate work in experimentation.
No, it's like, shut up.
Shut up, bend over and shove the funnel in.
Are they plantains or not?
Oh no. There's a lot of banana videos.
Docs for $2. Me and Matt will win, Aiden. It's all love, though.
All love.
All love.
There's a lot of but there's
But
a
the real
lot of
question
banana
is-
videos here.
What
Why
about the
are you
bananas?
looking up banana videos and moaning, Brockus?
But
Don't look them up. No, don't do that.
Somebody paid it.
That actually, if you look them up, that's going to like ruin. That'll actually taint the data.
Here's the fucked up part. There's quite a few women on Pornhub shoving bananas in their snatches, but some of them have been
Not-
brave enough to shove it in the a-hole.
But that's going to now it's going to taint the data.
Well,
We
they're
need-
actually
we need-
squeezing them out.
No, I know it's not.
So what you're
their
really
taint.
saying, Aiden, is you need a fresh taint to deal with this
I
experiment.
need some fresh taint. Here's the whole problem: is that like sometimes when you have, look, this is why we need a representative sample, because otherwise you can sometimes have tainted data, and I don't want my data tainted.
And you always need to make sure you have a control.
Is
for
TJ
the
available?
different kinds of bananas, the different ripenesses and firmnesses.
We could have
No,
control.
I think the more important question
Those would
is
actually be
the-
multiple experimental groups. A control group would be a group that nobody shoved a banana up their butt.
Exactly.
But with the experimental groups, we could have one group that only we would have to have multiple experimental groups. Like one group shoves the bananas, one does the plantains, one does the smoothie banana.
We'd have to go even further down the rabbit hole, because then you'd also have to level on, are you inserting it yourself, or is it being pneumatically inserted, or with a friend's help? Yeah,
I would
so
actually I would like to have
that
it
would
done via
definitely be a
machine.
variable. It's going to change the angle.
Well,
I would like to have it done via machine.
Yeah. Machine across the board, so it's the same entry for everyone.
Yeah, it's the same entry and the same time. We can do everything in a very hermetic and sort of quantitative and sterile environment.
Now, we have Opal in the chat saying, "Don't contaminate food," which kind of leads into the real important question.
Opal knows a lot about cooking, as far as I understand.
But no, if you don't peel the banana, if it's still in the peel, can you still eat it afterwards? Is that still acceptable, or is it?
I mean, that would be up to you, homie. I would defer to you.
You figure that's the personal choice.
You know what? That's up to you. You feel up to it. You're champ.
Actually, here's a question for that. How porous is banana skin?
Oh, that's a good question. I wouldn't know.
That could be added on and test the bananas after they're taken out. So the peel on.
Just give them
and then
to
see
homeless
how
people
porous-
and ask how they taste.
And then see how porous they actually are. If the banana itself is actually still good and viable, but the peel isn't, or if the peel doesn't protect it.
You'd have to have gloves though, because the second you touch the surface, you're contaminating your hands. So you'd have to unpeel it, put it on a plate, wash your hands, or rip off the gloves.
Plus, there's also the whole factor of everybody has different body chemistries. So you need to find a good group of, a large enough group of people, and half of them would not have the bananas inserted. The other half of them would, in different ways, and they have to have similar enough body chemistry to
for the
be able
control
to take
group.
into account.
For the control group, though, wouldn't we have to convince them with a placebo effect that they are in fact inserting bananas into their rectum?
We are talking now about a 5x5 experimental design. This is a massive experiment.
That needs funding, and the government will do it.
Actually, I don't even know. This is too many. This is so many experiments. Because now we're talking about 5 by. It would be 5 by 20. Jesus Christ, we're talking about massive experimental designs. Because
Matrix.
This isn't matrices. These are matrices we'd be looking at. I wouldn't even know how to. I would not even know how to put these data into a regression model analysis at this point.
I did want to say, in the case of getting funding for this, I don't think we need to get the government involved. I think funding is readily.
No, I think that
I think that the funding. No. I don't think we even have to do that. I'm pretty sure funding.
No, I don't think the government
available.
wants to be involved, Schmack. I don't think the government wants to be involved.
No, but I do know who would be. It'd probably be Pornhub.
Pornhub may fund this.
Actually, you want to know an interesting thing? Is that so my academic great grandfather is this guy Dolph Zillman. He's the dude who basically, and by academic great grandfather, it means that my advisor is this guy Dolph Zillman, and he is the dude who basically invented porn research.
Ooh.
Oh,
that must have been fun.
Oh yeah, it sure is. Go look up. He also invented all kinds of research about like entertainment and media in general. He's a fucking brilliant scholar, but he was really interested in pornography, and who isn't? To be honest, but we found all kind of really interesting shit about porn. And it's really interesting that when you go to a college and you say, hey, I'll pay you $20, would you like to begin a study about pornography? How easy it is to get a bunch of participants.
I gotta imagine that's very easy. Though, question about the advisor. Did he start porn research as a way of getting paid to watch porn?
No, Dr. Zillman, no. Actually, he started as a media psychologist in terms of his primary area of interest was in excitation. Well, don't take that as more than what it is. He was actually just interested in how media excites and interests and how it like riles them up. And that was how he got into porn.
Exciting.
Well, he actually was originally interested in horror, in how horror worked. And then got into pornography. And some of the porn research, the shit that's so fucked up about it, is that the old porn research, and there is modern porn research that works this way, where we will take an apparatus and attach it to the penis of a man, and then show him some porn in order to understand how he responds to it. But there is this thing called so when we look at how research works, we look at things like reliability and validity. That's not very valid. Or it's not a very valid. Okay. Because there's no realistic validity to having a bunch of nodes attached to your dick and looking at porn, because it has nothing to do with how realistic porn watching works. So essentially all of the research we have on understanding male arousal is complete bullshit.
Wait. We have Trippy Poop in the chat. He says, I'll put a banana in my butt. I'll title the video For the Cunt Stream.
But if we put it, but we would have to, in order to understand his actual arousal, we'd have to attach some electrodes to his dick, and then it would ruin the validity of the research.
Trippy Poop would complain about that.
But I think it would ruin the validity of the research. But it would ruin the validity of the research.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess arousal would be lower.
But can't you take a mad scientist approach
if you had those on?
Oh, we can tell that we've already been taking mad scientist approaches to it, and it's not worked out well.
Isn't there like a brain scan they use now to really tell?
We can use brain scans as well. However, it's not actually. There's this weird thing where sometimes your brain is totally your brain can be completely disconnected from your genital stimulation, and often very frequently is actually.
So proof that guys do indeed have a second brain.
It's not just it's men, it's women too. Both can have complete disconnect between physical stimulation and mental stimulation in terms of, and even when we've done some research on this that I've seen, where there will be physical stimulation towards the physical body parts, the brain doesn't respond in the same way. Normally, it's why we can't figure this shit out. It's so confusing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the male genitals, isn't that also mostly or partially reflex based?
Females as well.
Okay.
Yep. It's reflexive, so you don't really have a total control over that shit. It's why again your brain isn't processing it.
No, I'd heard that and correct me if you know.
I might not know, but yeah.
Yeah. But I'd heard that sometimes there's certain nerve endings in your foot that that correlates directly to genital stimulation.
Yeah, in the feet. Yeah, actually, I've seen some data on that, which is interesting. That it's in the feet. That there's. I think it's because we would talk about nerve endings, and the nerve endings in the feet, like sometimes in your toes, if you get like a certain stimulation in your toes, it might go all the way up because the way the body works is sort of bilateral. And so it's top and bottom. So you get some stimulation on the top, it might go toward that area. You get some stimulation in a certain area at the bottom, it might go towards that area. The brain is a fucking unbelievably confusing thing. I love neuropsychology, but it's fucking weird.
You want something really weird with feet, Ren? You got fucking Vicks or anything? Like the shit you put on your chest?
I'm not old, but yeah. I know what Vicks
well, I was talking to Ren because she is old.
I'm not that
That's
old,
rude.
dude.
Rub some of that shit on your feet and you'll taste it.
I don't know how true
It's
that
fucking
is.
weird. Try it. You put some of that shit on the bottom of your feet.
Most
and
your
you'll
taste
taste
is actually because of your sense of smell.
Well,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, actually, all of your taste is because of your sense of smell. People who lose their sense of smell also lose their sense of taste.
True. I had forgotten about that.
and people who can't smell all that well to begin with will eat the most disgusting stuff because they can't taste it.
which kind of seems like a benefit now that we can just read things to know they're not poison. Back then we needed our sense of taste. Now, if you don't have it, you're missing out on a lot. But you can also eat basically anything.
Yeah, true.
I know exactly what he's saying. That too.
I do not believe that any of you are robots, however I am.
What the fuck?
Is that your attempt at being Ethel?
Yeah, no, this is the robot voice. Fuck, I used to be so much better at it. Fucking A. I'm so good when I try and I don't have to be on the fucking goddamn fucking line and do it. Okay, I gotta apparently go do a thing.
Alrighty. Well, nice
Right.
talking to you.
Yeah,
Nice
again,
talking to you. Thanks for
sorry
being
I
on.
left and then came back and anyway, have me on any time though that you guys want to chill out. Although again, usually Sinatra is connected to me, so it whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I
No,
mean,
no, unacceptable. If having you on means Sinatra's got to come, then
I don't know if our channel would be something you'd want there, Aiden. We mostly watch really shitty old public domain films on Friday
no.
nights.
That's awesome. I don't know.
No,
What are you
no,
talking
no.
about?
Saturdays. We're already playing. I'm bringing on Flat Earther videos.
Oh, not again.
No, do whatever you want. I'm just saying. My only point is is Schmeckle. If you want to get Sinatra back, you gotta. Well.
You're saying I got to put up with you if I want Sinatra. I thought you were saying
If you want,
no.
you want Sinatra back, you got to deal with the academic.
Look, I will suck both of your dicks, okay?
as long
We're
as I
both
can talk to the academic and you and I can have some girl talk about sex and porn.
Ooh.
Oh, absolutely. Let's talk about sex and porn. Anyway, sounds fun. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was fun.
All
Yeah,
right,
I mean,
so we got into a really deep conversation about
Bananas.
That just reminds me of that that video that you showed me once, Kadun. Do you like bananas?
Oh, remember the one video I showed you, fast forward blowjobs? Love that video.
That video still haunts me to this day. I can't ever get out of my head. It's
Brockus, it could be worse. It could be worse.
It could be failure. Getting drunk again.
Hey, failure.
Just talk to former Reformer King and ask him to send you the video about clowns meeting their father.
Uh-huh.
The failure did not get all that drunk that night. He was not overly rowdy, and none of you can prove me wrong because the stream's not up anymore.
That was a smart move.
But this morning's Kumite, I loved how it started out, where Failure was running the Kumite, and I guess that it was an agreement that he had with Tonka, because Tonka was out at the time, and Failure called Tonka while they were running the Kumite, and Tonka is like, "Wait, you're running the Kumite right now?" And Failure's like, yeah, I'm doing my thing. I got a nice bottle of Grey Goose, and Tonka's immediately, no, you know what? That's not necessary. I will be right there. Don't worry about it. That is not really a necessary thing. And I couldn't stop laughing.
Like, don't worry, dude. I'm running your stream. I have my bottle of Grey Goose, and no. I'll be there in a minute.
I would have said yes so fast.
Okay, so tonight we've had AYDIN versus Matt. We've had that large planning of the eventual experiment. Which bananas go nicest up the asshole and how?
And are they good to eat? If as long as
are they good to
eat
eat
and can you eat
afterwards?
them afterwards? What do you guys think about this shooting? Other than that, it's not to shoot people. I think we all agree there.
Yeah, we all agree. Don't shoot people. That's just a baseline thing. It was a bit of a shock to hear about because we caught the news as it was the breaking news part.
Yeah, we had just finished streaming, and then next thing we hear is there's a shooting happening at the YouTube headquarters. So yeah, that's a thing. Obviously, we feel bad for the injured, not so much though for the killer.
3 injured.
Or the attempted killer.
Last we heard was like 3 injured. The one dead is the one they suspect is the.
I believe it's been confirmed for the most part at this point because it was a self-inflicted wound to kill herself.
See, I'm not actually sure that the shooting happened. I've heard that David Hogg was hired as a crisis actor. He's apparently one of the injured in the hospital, along with one of the kids from Columbine and I don't know, Virginia Tech or something.
Oh God, the crisis actor theory is just.
Oh God, those are just painful to hear when you see the videos come up. It's like, oh, there's this guy that looks like this other guy that was at this other place.
No, I will say this: crisis actors are worse. When it was that shooting with the first graders.
Oh yeah,
and they were claiming crisis actors there. That was like the fuck you don't know.
Yeah,
there's limits, dude. That's not too far.
What happened to the good old days when you would get pissed off at somebody and then put a flaming bag of dog shit on their fucking front porch? Like, can we go back?
Or you know what? You get pissed off at somebody and you get into a scuffle.
Yeah,
you throw some fists.
With fists or something. Jesus.
Yeah. The last I heard,
if the guy's a lot bigger than you, maybe you put a rock through his window.
Yeah. And the last thing I heard for the reasoning behind the shooting, it sounds like it was a domestic issue between the girlfriend and the boyfriend, and that was her intended target. Whether or not that's one of the injured has not been revealed by the police at this time.
Yeah.
That's
the thing that
she didn't even hit the boyfriend.
Like, I'm holding off on a lot of I'm reserving judgment and commentary, other than the fact that obviously this is sad and no, that's all too bad kind of thing. Whatever, like, people need to hear to be like, oh, you're not a total monster. But other than that, like, we're not getting too much information for me to be able to comfortably make any sort of statement on how this is, and what this could be about. I don't have enough information to rightfully say anything.
If she went to her boyfriend's place of work with a gun, the target's probably pretty clear. Unless maybe he got laid off. It could come out she was there for his boss or something. But
who knows?
Maybe she had a lover in the office that she was coming to.
I will say it was weird hearing female suspect and domestic violence. Usually you don't hear that in the news.
Wait, domestic violence?
They're calling it a domestic violence incident.
I guess technically, yeah. If you're off your boyfriend, then
if you try to shoot the boyfriend, I think maybe it counts as domestic violence.
It's certainly abuse of some sort.
Yeah,
I mean that is not okay. I got a wife, and she does not like being shot at.
No, damn it. I imagine
not even a little bit.
I imagine most spouses, boyfriends, partners, don't like being shot at. Again, that might be across the board thing.
I don't know. Magog's pretty fucking weird. He might like it.
I have no comment on that. And Opal, why is your coffee blue? How?
Somebody invite Opal, but send her the wrong link. They just type a couple extra characters in there. She's not very smart. She'll never notice.
Yeah,
Well, now
Opal's
she
not
knows.
allowed to get the real link because she had to leave when AP was on.
Opal can have the real link. There's only like, I don't know, 40, 50. You can do it, Opal.
Opal's like,
Smart girl.
wait, I'm right here.
I'm right here. If you send me the wrong link, I'll know.
I'm 21.
Are you pulling an Andy Worski secret plan there?
From
Schmeckle?
Bitching Witch. Apparently, they changed it from it wasn't a domestic violence thing. She was apparently a pissed off YouTuber.
What?
Wow.
I can see that.
So that's been changed now.
Apparently, last I heard, they were saying
this afternoon when
they
we were
were
watching.
this afternoon when I was watching breaking news, they were saying domestic violence incident and possibly going after an ex.
Why did you demonetize me?
Oh,
was advertiser friendly.
And here's the thing: I can believe someone going that fucking crazy. I mean, you have people that were making, a few $1,000s a month, and now are pulling in $100, $200, a month when they were, before, even if they were still getting the same numbers because of the adpocalypse. I could see someone snapping.
Yeah, I mean, this is their people's livelihoods, and that's just been taken away from so many. So,
And it's so difficult because YouTube doesn't really communicate shit to its creators.
Mm-hmm. They just take.
Has anybody heard from Brit?
Who? You cut out there.
He was going to say Brittany Venti.
Okay.
She's a Twitch streamer, isn't she?
Who's that?
Ha 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 ha.
Guys.
No, it's the joke now that you don't know.
It's a known fact that I don't know. You go ahead and give me some names I do know. Like, hey, has anyone heard of Schmeckle? I'm like, oh, I know the guy. Has anybody heard of AP? And then all of a sudden, Moist. Yes, I know.
Yeah. Well, because you personally interacted with these people.
Yeah, I can't. I will never. I support the people that I know, and I root for the people that I know, that I get the chance to interact with, and that I get the chance to know. But other than that, like, I don't care. Like, I've watched all of 20 minutes of a Kumite because Brockus and Zell were on it. And that's it. It's the only Kumite I've ever watched.
Do you think the safety was on when she went into the building initially?
I'll go with the Magog statement that he made earlier on another stream, which was it was probably someone very far to the left because they could barely hit anything.
True.
Has Schmeckle gotten frozen or something?
Yep.
Schmeckle's right there.
His mug was frozen there for a minute.
Yes, it was. Or I'm guessing it was. And coffee update from Opal. Opal said her coffee turned green now.
Opal, kill yourself. Commit suicide so your kid can be left with a better caretaker. Tired of this shit.
Opal, what are you using to make coffee?
Sewage water,
Bleach.
apparently.
Going for a fucking
sewage water. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of that multicolored.
Oh, let's see. Let me look up actually with the YouTube shooting. Apparently, chat saying someone did die.
Yeah, the shooter. The shooter shot herself.
Yeah. Let's see.
Opal, just a quick tip for you. The hand washing soap, not meant for coffee. I don't know. I'm thinking of ways it could go fucking blue or green, and that's all I could think of is she grabbed the wrong fucking shit.
Maybe it's used paint water, like when you clean out your water.
Oh yeah,
No,
don't use paint water.
Have you ever cleaned out your? Because there's cleaning stuff that you may have that you can put through and have it run through your coffee maker, and maybe that's what it is.
I'm just thinking she was having fun with her kid, teaching them like some food coloring and making her food
Finger
go
paint.
funny colors. Maybe finger paint. It could be something innocent like that. Unless it's accidentally and it just happened, in which case there's a problem.
But no. But my problem is the fact that how weak is your coffee that it comes out blue in the first place? Like my coffee comes out fucking black as midnight. Like it's Kunta Kinte coffee, you know? Like
Yeah.
that is how dark I make my coffee. Like it is thick. You have to chew this shit. So how weak do you make your coffee that you can obviously see the color?
Mm-hmm.
AP is actually saying somebody roofied her. AP, this is Opal we're talking about. She roofied herself.
The child is trying to murder her with chemicals. Yeah, AP, because he wants a better daddy. He wants to come with you. Let him move to Gulf City.
Trippy Poop says food coloring from Easter. That would actually make sense. Still weak ass coffee.
Yeah.
That is like super light blonde roast from fucking Starbucks or something.
But does she likes it
Somebody
sweet coffee?
invite Opal. Then invite AP so Opal leaves.
He's busy.
All right.
Give up. Hillary's coming.
He's working here. Come on, give the man a break. Yeah, I'm gonna defend AP. He's my baby now.
No.
Opal sent me the fucking picture of her green ass coffee, and I'm wondering if she used laundry detergent in lieu of coffee grounds. It's a terrible idea, Opal. Don't do that.
But I will say the only
Apparently you got a Streamlabs there, Schmeckle.
Yeah. I will say it is slightly annoying when going through the Twitter thing for the shooting at the YouTube headquarters is you see the hashtag end gun violence now appearing an hour after the shooting.
Anything to politicize something.
Darnell's trying to say vote 1 for me, vote 2 for Opal. Who is the better adult child on the show? And
I still say
twos thus far.
I still say Opal over you there, Meg.
Poor Darnell.
Maxwell House Tide Pod Edition.
Oh, God.
The Rocket from Outer Space. That was a good one.
That is a good one.
Oh, God. Opal's winning.
Of course,
Yeah.
Opal's winning.
Only AP Baby and Tennessee Marine have voted for Darnell.
Aww,
Oh, now Opal's giving him Darnell shit. I'm at least likable.
She's such a good shit talker.
Actually, that's probably a good point.
Darnell can't even argue with it. He said, God damn it.
Oh my god. This is gonna.
Oh, look, it's double Schmeckle. Schmeckle murdered himself and replaced him with himself.
Schmeckle cloned himself.
Hello, Schmeckle clone, who's
And he's
obviously
staring at us
frozen.
funny.
Clearly, he hasn't figured out how audio works again.
I don't know which one is the real one. No,
The one that's actually moving.
I
And it
can't
went
see
away.
either of them. Neither of them are moving to me.
Uh,
Yeah.
Did we lose someone again?
Dun.
No.
I think
just,
that was. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh god.
Well, this has certainly been a interesting stream.
Yeah.
Pirate Schmeckle is the superior Schmeckle. I can definitely agree with that.
Yeah. That is.
Though apparently Pirate Schmeckle apparently has murdered his own ability to stream.
Mr. LM002 Streamlabs is currently under Schmeckle's advisement that he has no way of reading any of those to us.
He just
because-
cloned himself again.
because he's learning technology.
It's like very slow animation.
Multiplying.
You know, so
the more
Streamlabs,
Schmeckle, the better. That's what I've always said. Yeah, I was checking that, and Mr. LM002, I cannot do this, not even for $2. He says, Schmeckle, can you wrench Opal so AP can't randomly time her out? She is very well behaved and a nice lady, not deserving of such treatment. Mr. LM002, you and I agree on some very specific points about Opal. Mainly well-behaved, nice lady, lady itself, and not deserving of such treatment.
All right. And let me get back to the comics. I think that was directed at Igor.
What's that?
I did find it again because it went up. Hostile Fun. Anti-Mundane Matt. Sauce, please.
Where is it?
I may have to have you do this shtick tomorrow.
Why?
Because it's funny.
I have
because
even
from now on, she doesn't want to be with
Igor.
Igor. She wants to be with Matt. See, we got AP in the chat. Schmeckle, don't you dare wrench Opal. You know better than that. See, AP, part of me wants to go, fuck you, AP, now I'm going to do it. But part of me is like, hey, AP is using that fucking reverse psychology on me. So fuck all of you. Opal and AP are booted.
Yeah, he secretly wants you to wrench Opal, but he's not going to go out and say it, so he's going to tell you not to.
Yes, that reverse psychology.
They pull that shit down in Texas. It's ridiculous. Up here in Canada, we're civilized people. We don't pull that shit. We tell you what we mean, which is generally Opal, baby. I'm very, very sorry, but you won't be getting a wrench. I'm sorry though.
Tennessee Marine says, I mean, I can legit discuss the whole shooter situation. I'm curious, what does he mean? What do you mean by that?
I think he's talking about the YouTube shooting.
Oh.
No, yeah, that
Was
that
he
would
the
probably
boyfriend?
be the shooter situation.
Yeah. And AP, unless I'm planning around the plan that you planned around my plan. Which is
No,
which case
no,
I got
hey,
very
I already understood that you'd be a couple steps ahead of me. So I knew what you'd be planning, and I planned against that. It's
So
me
thus
without
you will
me
drink the cup with
planning
the
against
poison
your
in it.
planning. See, Opal, I will give you a wrench if you drink all the coffee. Every last sip.
You probably already
Don't drink the fucking coffee, Opal.
and she's been timed out.
Wait, who does the Opal voice better? Kadant Bashath, Opal, or Dopal? Press 1 for Kadopal, press 2 for Opal, 3 for Dopal. I don't know who Dopal is. I know
that's
Thorn
Darno.
does a really good Opal impression as well.
It's all right, but if she has the advantage of being Hispanic.
True.
Here's some random Chinese chick who can do it.
I'm very Ching Chong-y. My mom's not Chinese. You've seen her.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Your mother is clearly Korean.
Yes, thank you. North, by the way, so she knows how to stay in line.
Bad Korea.
Well, she clearly fled the bad Korea.
Yeah, well, if she fled North Korea, I imagine it was very confusing seeing working television and internet for the first time.
What is this?
What is this food you speak of?
First she had to figure out if she had permission to eat certain things. That's how it goes. She's very tame. She's a good girl.
You are when
She
you're
didn't
talking
do
about
nothing?
your own mom.
Yeah, she's not ever going to listen to this, so I can talk about her without worrying about her taking off her fucking slipper and beating me with it.
Are you kidding me? You do this even with that as a threat. I've seen her talk shit on her mom in front of her mom, and her mom just basically yelled at her, but
with a smile. So obviously it
Well,
wasn't serious.
maybe the camera's on, or there was at least witnesses. So you don't know what happened when the witnesses went away.
Oh yeah, no,
That's a very good point.
I am traumatized. I'm very traumatized. I'm an adult woman, and my teeny tiny Asian mother, I will safely say, can whoop my ass.
So, Kadan, is that why you got into BDSM?
So that I could finally beat somebody else's ass? Hell
yeah.
Yes. Oh god, so much fun. It's so much. I have so many toys. I need to get more toys.
I wish I had more toys.
Right.
Well, once I get this job, we'll certainly have the money for that.
Yeah.
Igor, you're getting a new job, and that's where you're thinking of. Actually, I can see. There's some benefits to
We're
that.
looking at a house with 6 rooms. That means one of them can stay locked.
A house with one
yeah, you're gonna get one of those rooms with the swing and the whips, and which one of you goes up on the wall?
Me.
Her.
Okay. Fairly conventional, not the way I thought you guys would do it.
Well, no, see, this is the way it works out. On YouTube, I can boss him around as much as I want because he's my minion. He gets his revenge outside of YouTube. So it balances out.
Hey, Opal.
Now, before we allow Opal to speak, Kadant has brought up a very good point in the side chat. As some of you may know, Brockus and Kadant, actually just Brockus, Kadant's kind of on the sidelines attached to them. But Brockus here is part of another stream called The Proper Villains, as well as some of the other co-hosts that I have, Zell, Lo-Fi. And right now, their leader, their lesser Schmeckle, if you will, is going through a tough time monetarily. He's being kicked out of his house. He's got till the end of the month to figure shit out, find a new place to live.
Literally just found out about
living in California, he doesn't really have the time to raise the money for a new place. And normally I wouldn't give a fuck, fuck Antoine. But Antoine has a little 5-year-old daughter, and I don't like seeing kids homeless. So, Kadun's gonna show the link in the side chat there. If you can afford anything, give him some money. Next Friday, not this one coming, we'll be doing a charity stream to try and raise. But until again, fuck Antoine, but there's a child.
Yeah.
Don't fuck
And apparently,
Antoine.
Samaj
Do not
thinks that
fuck
homeless is
Antoine.
his character.
Oh, what's that?
In the chat during that stream, I said to in there that homelessness builds character. And
I actually said something in that. I said something similar in that stream.
Of course, I mean, rightfully so. People say, "Oh, but Josh, he's only 5." I was homeless as a kid for a time. I kind of know how that is.
And look how the fuck he turned out. Help this girl get a home.
Donate now.
Donate now.
Donate.
Don't let his daughter become the next Samaj.
Yeah, she just.
I know. None of you want your daughter having sex. But I mean, a decade dry spell. You're not gonna wish that on somebody you love. Don't let your daughter become Samaj.
The population needs to reproduce. Okay, all right. You tell your daughters to have kids. Just not
there
that.
is too many people in the world.
Not really. It's not that bad. It's only bad.
It's not that bad.
It's just when the wrong.
It's only-
It's just when the wrong people have kids. That's where the problem comes in.
Like-
Oh, there's so
Like
many
little
wrong
girls
people.
who can't stop making green coffee.
Hey, it tastes like coffee.
What? Boom.
Coffee shouldn't be
It probably
green.
tastes like laundry detergent.
It looks like paint.
Oh, we got an AP in the house.
Boom.
Hey, baby.
How's it going?
Hi, honey.
Just chilling. I just want to see if Opal was going to run away this time.
Schmeckle said if I show up, she'll leave and he'll give me $5.
So, Opal, you got anything to say to AP?
I'm getting $7 for showing up.
Who the fuck is offering all these people money?
He's paying me $5 to get rid of you. He does not know how to book at all. He's doing this all backwards.
I'm not very good at math.
It's alright.
You're Canadian. Opal, if you give me 6, I'll let you stay.
You got AP here. You know AP. AP has that love for you. But you got Kadant right here. Kadant's got some love for AP.
I don't want to get Kadant. Opal will get Kadant will fuck Opal up. I can't start that evil triangle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, honey, no. I don't mind having her join.
Oh, for real?
AP's just gonna end up with a giant YouTube whorehouse where it's like where he has all the YouTube women.
Yeah. except for Liz. Opal's not a YouTube woman.
AP, you're making a fucking YouTube house and you're not inviting Liz.
Does she count as a woman?
Opal got that emotional connection, not the sexual one.
I'm good. I'm just gonna lust after Vamp some more.
Well, with Opal's obsession with needles and genitalia, I think we can all appreciate not being involved.
Yeah, no, just knife handles.
Y'all want me here, so I'll just roast Opal, and I'm not going to do it, man. I'm not going to partake in this sick game.
Is a gentleman and a scholar.
That's right. I'm a very worldly man. I don't need to be coming out here and beating up on little girls, man. It's fine. How you doing, Opal? Here, have some candy.
Baby, that's not why I want you here at all.
I mean, remember, I'm almost the same age as your kid.
No, you're closer to my kid's age than my age, but you're still legal.
You're not almost the same age as his kid, Opal.
If you upset me, I may assault you. Just remember that. You are in play, but as a gentleman, I choose not to. Most times.
When he feels like it.
Right now, you got your hand on fucking home free. Don't take it off.
No.
He's sitting there. He's ready to pounce.
That's right. You're gonna sip that coffee and pass out one of these days, man. You did not notice this coffee. Yeah, it's supposed to. Keep drinking. Have 2 cups.
Drink the whole fucking pot. Drink the whole thing, and you know what? I will give you money if you drink the whole thing. Wait, no, fuck that.
No.
Fuck that. I told you to get a wrench if you.
So did you add fucking Easter egg dye to your coffee or something?
It wasn't in the pot. I'm still kind of confused. I'm like 80% sure.
Wait, Opal.
Did it come?
What kind of pots do you use?
I got a coffee pot.
More importantly, is it rust free?
It's Mr. Coffee.
We know her home wasn't lead free as a child.
Inside and see if it's rusted and or moldy.
Is there rust in your pipes?
She sent me the picture of the damn coffee. I'm telling you, it's fucking paint.
Did you clean? I saw the blue stuff, and I thought it was her cup for cleaning her brush. For
Opal, are you drinking paint?
I am like 80% sure it's Easter egg coloring from Easter.
Did you or your child?
But coffee shouldn't change that much.
That is teal. I'm looking at the picture right now. That looks like teal paint.
Do me a favor. Somebody pull this picture up.
You do it. I already deleted it. I couldn't look at that thing.
That is teal fucking paint. That is not coffee.
Coffee doesn't turn that color ever. I don't care. What is?
Oh, right. The bitching witch has a good point. Rust isn't blue. Yeah, I forgot it was. Blue
Rust is closer to orange.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not great with colors.
In which case, it would. If it was rust, it would still look like coffee. Just like
Jesus, Opal, you shouldn't be drinking that stuff.
It's teal.
What the?
At the very least, Opal, you understand, like, egg dye isn't meant to be like fully consumed, right?
Opal, you are not drinking that.
Opal, are you seriously drinking that?
That's poison. I've been telling you to drink it. I thought it was a little off-colored, not.
No.
Drink
Okay,
it up. Drink it.
AP. You're my legal counsel. I'm probably
let her
saying
drink it. It's for her own good. If she lives, she'll
I
learn
didn't
something.
encourage it too much, right?
No, you didn't
But
do it.
here's
I
the
did
thing:
it.
if it's a
Opal
real
did that shit.
poison, what if it makes her go blind?
That is teal paint.
Yeah, I thought that was your cup you were using for like cleaning your brushes when you were doing some art. Just doing some art.
Opal's fucking with everybody, and that's exactly what it is.
It's gotta be.
And she happened to use a coffee cup, and she was like, "Hey, I'm a bad cook. I'll show everybody this," and they'll be like, "Oh, Opal, you idiot!" Ha ha.
She's playing on the fact that we really would believe that she would do some dumb shit, and she tricked us. Congratulations, Opal.
Notice the lipstick on the side, like unless
She's
she
actually
really
drinking this.
Or Opal's smarter than any of us ever thought.
Opal,
Hey, Schmeckle, I want you to address something in the chat real quick.
What's that?
Oh,
Zell wants to know if he can at least get into the after stream.
Oh, Zell, you could have been in the stream at any point. I didn't send you a link because you said you couldn't come.
all right. Chat's saying. Let's see. Race is saying, is that chartreuse as a color? I don't know, but it's not
Fuck
coffee.
if I know, man. When I'm in
I have
architecture,
trouble with blue. What the fuck am I gonna do with something like chartreuse?
Okay.
Are you gay?
Hey, all right, Race. In architecture, when the architects hand me the color swatches, I just go to my computer, scan in the color swatch, and then add the color swatch to the architecture and the stuff they want me to have that color. I don't give a fuck if it's eggshell white, which I have been told to make surfaces many times. And you know what it looks like when you print it off?
White.
Fucking white.
But there's a difference between eggshell and white.
Yeah, I don't get people who make all these differentiations.
I can actually answer this. Typically, if I'm remembering like high school biology, a number of people can see. Many people see much larger color spectrums, but like for myself, I actually have a limited color spectrum. I don't necessarily see all the colors that other people can. So I have to rely on computers to get my colors accurate when I'm working at a firm. And there was a long time people would bitch at me. It's like, I said eggshell white, and I'm looking at the swatch, I'm looking at the print, and to me, they're fucking identical. And they're like, no, that's too yellow or that's too white. And it doesn't mean a damn thing to me.
Race?
I'm like actually colorblind. You'll have an issue between like an eggshell and like whatever other white. I'll have an issue.
If you're taking, if you're doing stuff in like graphics and all that and using Photoshop, and you're taking notes and someone says I want eggshell white, you could just Google search the code or whatever. In Photoshop.
See, that's the thing. It doesn't always hold up because there's different paint companies, and different paint companies have their own different color spectrum for what is fucking eggshell white. It gets really aggravating. It's not so bad once you get going, because once I have what those color swatches are, I save those particular colors in a Photoshop file, and if it ever comes up again, I just grab that and then I'll add it in post if I have to.
Could be. And Schmeckles disappeared.
Yeah. Oh, which
he's
means
growing up
if he's unable to. Oh wait, he's like here, but he's just gone.
He left.
He went to go grow up again.
Well, if that's the case, if he left and who wants to run this shit?
Hey, Opal.
Fucking Samaj, you're in charge.
Hey, Opal, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
Opal.
so I do have to ask, how's that teal deer painting coming along?
Opal, just answer this one thing. You're not seriously like that's just a joke you're playing on us. You're not seriously drinking that, right?
Oh, I'm drinking it.
Oh man.
Wait, you're actually drinking it.
Let's see. Jordan Carey with $2. What is that? New Zealand?
New Zealand.
Yes, New Zealand.
Sup, motherfuckers?
Hi, Jordan.
Opal,
I
when your
wanna
shit
hear
comes out
AP
looking like an
mode.
Easter egg,
But he's gone, isn't he?
So
AP
did you
left.
boil your eggs in your coffee maker? Is that why you have all
No.
the egg dye in your coffee pot?
That would actually make a lot of sense.
I think the egg dye got stuck to the cup or something.
Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense to me.
But
That makes sense to me.
Is the
you
coffee
wash
in
it
your
out?
pot? Is the coffee in your pot?
Coffee colored?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's coffee colored.
Switch
Okay.
cups.
So it's the
Switch-
cup. It's the
Opal.
it's the fucking cup.
Where the egg dye is edible.
Opal.
Okay, Opal,
No,
when you
it's
dye your egg, do
just
you
let it
leave
be.
the shell
Just let it be.
on
No,
or
it's
off
fine.
and then dye it?
She's fine. She'll be fine. It's fine. Go ahead, drink all of it. Only from that cup.
Did you guys
Only from that
Shit, a
cup.
rainbow light flare.
Opal, get a new coffee cup.
She's going to die live on this stream. I'm just saying.
Did you guys see my Easter eggs?
Yes, we did.
No.
They actually looked pretty badass, girl.
Hello,
darkness,
It's
Okay.
the
That-
dye soaked through the egg, and I dyed the egg inside.
Opal, get a new coffee cup.
Yeah, okay.
No, don't. Just stay with that one.
No, she already fucked it up. I want Opal to sit there and drink it.
Opal, pay attention to Smash.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
did
Opal,
that, but in
Samaj
black
told
and
you to
white.
draw titties. Have you drawn titties yet?
I drew the titties, but I drew them in black and white, and then I forgot.
That's fine. That's step one.
But like,
I love how Samaj is pointing at the titties too.
like-
Like,
Yeah.
Opal, draw.
I definitely drew titties, and I'm like 90% sure food coloring is edible, but like, I don't know.
Opal.
Now you-
I don't think coffee should be that particular color with a
Coffee should
little
not
bit
be
of food coloring in there.
coffee should not be teal.
I don't know. I mean, what, are you not supposed to dye the egg yolk?
The egg yolk got dyed.
Oh.
Did I?
Opal.
I'm gonna
I
send
want you
picture Igor.
where are you right now, Opal?
I am at my
Denial,
house.
clearly.
You're in your house. Good. I want you to stand up. I want you to turn around. You see the hallway in front of you? I want you to walk down through that hallway to whichever door leads to your bathroom. I want you to fill up the bathtub. And I want you to just lay face down there for about half an hour. Maybe an hour.
Make sure to plug in a toaster and bring it with you just as a floating device.
Yeah, a toaster can save your life. Just put it in.
Make sure it's plugged in.
It'll revitalize you. It'll help you get the energy to get back out. I promise.
Can we end this? Can we end this?
Only if Opal promises to end herself.
Well, now I'm not gonna do it because you told me to.
God, Opal, I meant don't do it. Never kill yourself, Opal.
Okay, if you're ending the stream, should we end on the A-Team theme or Adam's Family?
We will end on the 18th thing. First, Samaj, you do your thing. Then I got a quick thing to say.
We had a crazy amount of people who came over today. I want to thank everyone for showing up there. And that would be
Samaj
Mundane
is
Matt,
he is gonna
Aiden
say
Paladin, Sinatra, Failure for a brief moment, AP for a brief moment, Opal, of course, Ren and Igor, Brockus, Samaj, Schmeckel, and me.
Wrath of Controversy for a brief bit.
He doesn't count as anything.
Kadun,
He
you
doesn't-
need to
Other
thumbnails.
Brockus doesn't count. Like what?
Yeah, he left when the drama fucking hit.
He's just all Brockus. That's it. That's all he is.
Before we shut down, Kadun, start spamming the link out again.
Yeah.
Donate
I
to
got you.
Antoine. Help him out.
Keep
homeless kids are a bad thing.
Homeless kids become Samajas. Please help out this little girl.
All right, shall I hit
Exactly.
cue up the music?
Here we go. Let's end on a high note.
Yeah, go get the fuck out of here.
Bye.